Okay, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Seeing if anyone's going to be able to join to confirm. Let me see. We'll get started in about 30 seconds. All right. So sounds like it's working. Let's get started. Obviously, we ended up the weekly with the green candle. Everything looks pretty good. I actually think we'll likely test all-time highs soon. Anyways, we'll start with Bitcoin first, and before we do TA, I want to go over some indicators on a high time frame. Ever since we got the bull cross back here on weekly, we've actually held every single time we tested the red line. So yeah, no need to worry, which is a 1050 MA. I think weekly still looks great. Obviously, on daily time frames, we've had a bunch of 1, 2, 3, then the move down, and then ever since we put in a bullish cross, low 80Ks, where we said we're going up much higher, we definitely have been moving up. If we were to retest it on the daily time frame, we're looking at like low 90Ks, 92 at the moment, but we expect it to obviously keep moving up, so it depends on time as well. So it looks good on the MA crosses. Yearly pivots. I hate when it does this. Yearly pivots looks good too. 80K held really well. And on yearly pivots, high time frame, we held here. So we're going to 121K next. Let me do it this way. So our next high time frame, which is the yearly pivot, we're looking at 121.6K next. So everything looks good on the pivots as well. And cloud, which is the biggest one we look at for trend, it's also held bullish structure from June 2023 when it was around 25K. So weekly cloud tells you nothing's changed, stay long. Daily, actually, obviously, we had the breakdown and daily went bearish, but now it's repaired itself. Everything looks great. The only thing I would say is we just need the Kijun, the red line, to get over the cloud as well. Once it does that, it will be great, but there might be some sort of consolidation along these areas. 92K would be a great entry area to look for, but I kind of doubt it. We get all the way down there. Maybe we kind of bounce on the Tenkan around 100K. Let's see what TA says, but cloud again looks great all the way from 4 hours to daily to weekly. And look at 4 hour right here. We had the cross, but then bull cross again. And ever since then, it's kind of been consolidating, right? Like we had this pretty much range since last Thursday. It's just been chopping around. We had that breakdown last night, kind of reclaimed it. And as long as we're holding bullish TK cross on 4 hours, we have no reason to really look for shorts. So every single time frame that I care about, 4 hours, daily and weekly, is bullish on the cloud. So everything says pullbacks, dips are for buying. Let's look at some. I don't really care about the dips at the moment. To be honest, that's pretty much it on the indicators. Obviously, we have the stop loss right here on the weekly time frame, which is at the lows right here, the local lows, which obviously we don't want. But if we do some consolidation, we'll put in another higher low and another pivot on weekly for stop loss. Right now, the daily stop loss is right here at 101.4K, 101,428, depending on which exchange you're looking at as well. This low right here. And then obviously on 4 hours, we have this one, and this one. And if you notice, we're just putting in higher low, higher low, higher low. As long as we keep the structure, we look good for more upside. So let's get rid of the indicators. Let's go to actual TA. Let's go to what we see. We're looking at the weekly chart first. This is my chart with the fibs. Let's not worry about the fibs right now. Ever since we broke out down here, we called the longs. We called the longs saying if you're trading on super high time frame, weekly, as long as price is over 89,943, weekly looks good for target of 136.361k. And on daily, as long as price is over 84,326, we are looking at 113.8k next right here. So everything looks great. This is a little trouble area on the fibs right here. I'll mark it in red. And that's exactly where we're currently rejecting. So fibs is saying, and this was another trouble area right here, but it wasn't resistance, it was just a golden pocket. So we just did a bunch of consolidation and then moved up to our resistance area, which is this 0.886, 0.935 fibs. Again, this is where I would expect us to basically head next on super high time frame. Could take months, could take end of the year, early next year. We don't know. That's just based on fibs. Ideally, if we get a dip into here, anywhere into green, we're going to look for longs. So let's see what we get. Again, as long as we're over this level or this level, depending on if you're trading on a weekly time frame or daily time frame, these are your targets. We're totally fine right here. Maybe chop around here, dip into here, and then take off. Regardless, dips are for buying. We ended up hitting all of our targets to the upside on daily time frame. As soon as we got over 82k, we basically said we're at least going here, if not here, right? We hit both daily levels. Daily looks fine as long as we don't lose this level right here, which is at 97,736. If we do, our next level would be down to 85.2k. However, this is where we have major support on daily time frame. So maybe we just chop around here, dip into here, and then take off. That's what I would be looking for. If we do get into here on daily time frame, we'd zoom into 4 hours, and then we'd look for some sort of spikes, sweeps, and triggers for longs, and then we would long it for at least a 3-to-1 risk reward. Let's look at 4-hour chart. I actually made this the other day. Let me drag it out. Sorry. On 4 hours, this is where we're stuck at. Oh wow, look, we're rejecting right at resistance as well, because we had a mini pump this morning. So let's see what happens. As long as we are underneath resistance, which is currently 105,720-ish, I expect us to at least go down here at minimum to grab liquidity. And depending on what happens here, we could be open to more downside, which is here and here. But one step at a time. Under here equals here, and under here equals here. However, this is what I wanted to show everyone. I'm looking at it at super low time frame, and this is what we're trading and scalping. We're also rejecting at the level on 30 minutes at basically 105.5k. If we are to lose this level at 102.5k, we will be scalping short down to sub 100k, 99.1k basically. So that's basically Bitcoin in a nutshell on every single time frame that you're looking to trade. If you're a scalper, if you're a day trader, long-term swing trader, whatever, you have every single level. Anyways, all this stuff is also posted in Discord. If you want to join, feel free. I will include it in the description and the link below. Let's go to ETH next. ETH is the one I'm actually most interested in trading. And because of that, also trading alts. ETH, in my opinion, is looking great. I will only be looking at ETH on high time frame. We hit our first two levels on weekly time frame right here. However, we have not hit our main target, which is at least basically 3K, a test of 3K. So any kind of dips, pullbacks, I am looking to long anywhere or wherever we get a chance to dip down here or here, wherever it is. If we don't get a dip and we reclaim this level, which is at basically 2.6K on weekly high time frame, I'm looking for 3.1K at minimum. Daily is the one that I love the most, daily and 4 hours and 30 minutes. But we actually ended up hitting our main daily level, which was a huge move, 37% type of move. And obviously we saw how alts did. A lot of alts did 100, 200, 300% type moves. However, we did reject there, so kind of don't like the rejection on daily at the moment. We do have a short to down here, except I don't really like it, so I wouldn't be taking any shorts since everything's pointing upwards. We did have some scalps down here. Let me get rid of them. We ended up hitting all the targets and stuff like that. However, 4 hours does say as long as you're over 2.5K, it's going to 3.5K next. So unfortunately on 4 hours, we don't have much support till way down here. Basically sub 2K. So let's see what we get. Its structure is still bullish. We can still retrace to even 2K and then take off. Definitely looking for pullbacks on Ethereum if we get any. Here's the levels that I have on lower time frame. So I would love to look for some scalp longs here on ETH today, tomorrow. Let's see what we get. We'll quickly go over some alts. We'll only do high time frame on alts, to be honest. Just weekly, daily, and I guess we could include 4 hours as well. So let's quickly go through Solana. So here are the weekly levels on Solana. I'm not saying we're going to dump to down here, but getting under red on weekly time frame would not be good. Getting over 186 is very good. We did have a short on Solana that hit target. However, we're looking for a deeper pullback into daily support and to take it into daily resistance. 4 hours is the best chart I have, because as long as we're over $143.36, we are going at least to 253 plus next. So that's Solana. Let's go to AVAX. I don't really like the AVAX chart, to be honest. It's actually a chart I would stay away from, to be honest. Obviously, if everything goes up, it's going to go up with it as well. I just don't like AVAX under $22.74 on high time frame. On daily time frame, we could easily pull back to here. We actually hit our second short target. We could easily pull back to here. See here, or even down to the lower support. See here. However, as long as daily is over 2163, it's going to 3187 next. So this is a good area to actually look for longs on AVAX. And if you're looking at lower time frame, as long as we can reclaim $22.64 on 4 hours, we actually look pretty good to go to $30.36 next. So I would basically be looking at daily and 4 hour and look for entries on lower time frame for each specific one. And what I mean by that is when we look at this weekly chart, we do our entries on daily time frame. If we're looking at daily chart, we do our entries on 4 hour time frame. And then if we're looking at the 4 hour chart, we do our entries on 30-minute time frame. Aptos is a chart I really don't care for much at all. Unless high time frame can regain $7.81 on a weekly time frame, I don't care for all. We are going to be testing this line. Technically, it is bullish for this long setup to $8.25. But again, don't really like this chart. There's better charts out there, in my opinion. And here's the Aptos daily chart. We are holding this daily level in white. We did get our bearish level to level on Aptos down here. And now on 4 hours, we do have this bearish levels down here. And on 4 hours, unless we can regain $5.85 basically, there's no need to look for longs. So there's no need to look for longs on Aptos on 4 hours unless we can regain this level right here in green. On weekly, this one in green as well. Daily, just don't care to look for Aptos as well. AAVE actually been trying to look for an entry on AAVE. It never got an entry. I thought we would consolidate a little bit more down here. I was actually looking for a sweep of this wick to long, and unfortunately we didn't get that, and it just moved up and hit our target. So I actually don't like our shorts either. So I actually would basically chill on AAVE on daily time frame, and as well as 4 hours. We already hit our main levels, all of them. So don't really care for it. However, if we do keep staying over this level, we're going to go here next. And if we regain there, that's what I would be targeting. TIA is another chart where I actually don't mind, as long as the longer it spends here in green, the better off it is, in my opinion. It's basically just a nice accumulation zone. I would prefer to spend another month or two or whatever just chopping around and then potentially taking off. Daily, don't care until it gets over this level. Short worked out, went from resistance to support. It was a nice little scalp. 4 hours also, don't care unless we can regain some levels right here. We regain this, we look to long to up here. BERA, let's see what we get. This is the main accumulation box I have for BERA chain. If it's bullish, I just rather have it just chop around for a month or two, whatever it is, before it takes off. These are the levels we are looking at on daily time frame. Don't care unless I can get back over here on daily. The 4 hour chart is the one that looks the best, in my opinion, because it keeps holding this $4 or $2.94-ish cent area, and that's our level to hold to $7. SUI actually doesn't look that bad. It hit all our levels. Don't have many levels to the upside on weekly time frame except for support in green. Daily, as long as it's over this white line, no reason to be bearish. And then 4 hours, if we get a dip, we never fulfilled our target of 4 hours, which is basically here. So if we get a dip, we look for longs to $4.38. FARTCOIN, one of the strongest coins, already fulfilled its target to the upside on weekly. Don't really care. It's holding the daily time frame, which is basically 94 cents. As long as it holds it, it's fine. If not, we'll be looking for shorts to down here. 4 hours actually is looking pretty good. It's holding at this level. If we do lose it, we could, either we do this or we get a retrace and we get a chance to do this. But as long as 4 hours is over $17.5, you should be long to at least 173. Hype had a nice little pump, but it ended up being an SFP. Hopefully it just chops around. Don't really care for hype on high time frame. The only chart I was looking for is the 4 hour chart. This is basically our support level. We ended up hitting all our short targets on hype. This is basically our support zone on hype right here. So as long as we're holding over here, let's mark it in. I'll put it in blue. As long as we're holding over this line, we're looking for a test of the highs basically to at least 32, 33 cents right here. This is resistance. Even more convinced we go higher if we can flip this little dotted line, which is basically $26.92. Popcat, I think it's just going to retrace and then level to level. This is your level, but I think we're going to retrace first and then kind of see what we get. If we somehow do get some major retraces on any alts, like this would be a great buy on Popcat for a huge long, in my opinion. Again, I'm just, wishfully thinking, but if we do, people would obviously start getting bearish again as well, right? Great place to look for longs. I'm not saying we get it. If we are to lose 40 cents, I would be looking for shorts and then to look down, to look long for longs down here to 84-cent target. 4 hours is bearish as well. These are your level to levels on 4 hours. And then again, like I said, if we get a chance to buy down here, huge opportunity to take Popcat up higher. I added BSW because it's super clean on weekly time frame and daily time frame. I think we just need to put in a higher low somewhere, even on daily. Maybe we put in a higher low here, some sort of crap like that, and chop around. Just going to be on my watch list as well. These are the bearish levels. Again, another one, whether we get to long it down here to here or here to here. Our target is basically 12-13 cents on BSW. That pretty much covers everything I wanted to go over. Oh, one last thing I do want to go over is on the daily time frame. My favorite indicator for alts is the double settings on the cloud. For example, some of these amazing trades like edge to edge, especially when we broke right here, right? We know we're going to the top of the cloud to test it, right? Ethereum, let's see if we can break the cloud on daily time frame and have it. Basically, we need two things. We need the cloud to turn green, and we need price to get over the cloud. And then eventually these TK lines will catch up and get over the cloud as well, and then we'll have bullish momentum to the upside on daily. Weekly, we just need another bullish TK cross on weekly, and then we should go up. If it stays bearish, that would be very bad. Let's hope not. 4 hours obviously is bullish, but then we did get a bearish TK cross I think yesterday basically. And then we need to basically chop around, keep this green, and have another bullish TK cross for it to start going to the upside. But I just want to look at the daily time frame on the alts we covered. So Solana is also a prime candidate for what we call edge to edge. The target on Solana is $194 basically. AVAX, same thing. I don't know if we get a chance to buy either the retest of the Kijun or anywhere down here on the lower end of the cloud, but the target is basically $29.83, $29.30 basically. Aptos, the same thing. It keeps trying to stay in the cloud, but I don't know. This would actually not be a nice. This wouldn't be a bad place to buy Aptos for a spot play and take it to 725. Same thing with AVE. Really close to the target, around 246. TIA is nowhere close to the cloud. It has no bullish TK cross. The cloud basically says do not touch TIA. Bear chain, same thing. New chart as well, so not much data, so can't really look at it. So we can look at 12 hour. You can either target 580 on 12 hours or even zoom in to lower time frame and target 372-ish. Sui on daily did exactly what we needed to do. Bullish TK cross, edge to edge, broke the cloud right here. Is holding the bullish TK cross, and the cloud just flipped green. So what we really want on Sui to do is chop around and then take off, and basically hold at least over this red line, the Kijun, which is $3. So this would be a great play if we get any dips to buy, as long as it holds a bullish TK cross and bullish cloud. We actually did do edge to edge on FARTCOIN. You just can't see it because there's not much chart history, but this was the target, and that's where it's rejecting currently. Same thing with hype. It did the edge to edge. It broke out and has a bullish structure. Perfect thing for hype would be to chop here. Worst case scenario is we get to buy dips up 20 and long it to new all-time highs. Same thing with PopCat. Did the edge to edge, target of 55 cents. Bullish cloud, chop, get over cloud, and then we can look for longs up there. BASW did not technically get the edge to edge, but if you count this as edge to edge, it did do it. That's why I kind of like this chart. As long as it can hold this bullish structure, flip green, and get over the cloud, I would love to look for longs on BSW for a nice swing long. But anyways, that covers the cloud on daily time frame. One of the most powerful tools you can basically use, in my opinion. Go ahead and back test it, double cloud setting. And yeah, if you don't know who actually created this, his name is Josh O, and he's actually on YouTube as well. Let's see. This guy. So if you follow him, he goes over some great TA stuff, indicator stuff, all kinds of things. He has a lot of educational stuff. If you can go through it, just definitely recommend taking a look at this guy and some of the cloud stuff he at least goes over, and even some stop loss stuff he uses for as alligator fractals and things like that. But anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for joining. Catch you guys next week.